Hello, movie stars and former campmates. It is I, Isaiah, here with my co-host Sabrina on Silent Podcast, the place where everything but silent to talk about I Want to Be Famous, Total Drama Action. Yes, we're back to talk about Total Drama Action episodes 2 and 3. Very excited to be back, like we said last time, but I'm just loving this podcast. I love the energy. Like I said, I'm here with Sabrina. Sabrina, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing good. Definitely some interesting things happened these past episodes that I'm excited to talk about, but still loving the season. It's fun.
Absolutely. So, if you did not see our first episode, we will be doing a little bit similar like we did last time, where we're just going to discuss the two episodes. Faintly the first one because like last episode, this is kind of a straightforward one, and then the more dissection with the second one, where we will continue on with our ranking board. If you do not remember, I believe Sabrina said that she thinks either Harold, in no specific order, either Harold, Owen, or I think you said Duncan
Yeah,
possibly wins.
Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a little refresher and update. So I mean, I say we get right into this. So I mean, Sabrina, what really stood out to you in the first episode? I mean, I guess we could just go through some of the important moments.
Yeah.
Uh, like instead of last season, I'm loving the continuation of the challenge themes this season, where
Yeah.
they're based off of movie genres.
Love it.
This episode is the alien movie genre.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Probably my favorite part. I mean, obviously, when Chef does anything, like I'm loving it. But whenever he was in the alien costume and him and E-Scope were like pulling out different size, like paintball guns, they're like, I got this one. She's like, no, I got this one. And like they're just going at it. It was so funny to me. And whenever he shot her and she like fake dies on the ground, she's like, that was great. This is fun. Like, I love her. She
I
cracks me
love.
up.
This is the second time that E-Scope and Chef have had a fight, because they had the fight in the hide and seek episode last season.
Oh, that's
So
right.
yeah, I think
I forgot
every
about
time
that.
they do that, it's freaking hilarious. We're getting a lot of Chef content this season too.
Yes.
What I've noticed, I mean, some funny moments from Chef. Him getting covered with goop after he was already slimy. He's like, I hate
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah, I know. I
Um,
was like, no.
it seems like Chris has not paid him from Total Drama
Okay,
Island.
I was like wondering about this because like he said nothing about it all last season, and then all of a sudden now he's on top of it. Like, yeah, was it supposed to be like a contract that ended with Total Drama Island and he was supposed to get paid at the end, or was he
Mhm.
supposed to be paid weekly, or like why is he all of a sudden now bringing this up? Like, I was worried about, or worried. I was wondering about that too.
I think it's bothering Chef because he was probably owed certain money by the end of the show, and
Yeah.
then he's like, "All right, where's my paycheck? You still got to pay me." He's like, "Just give it a little bit." So we'll see if that continues on throughout the season or not. But Chris McLean owes Chef some money. Um, so, like I said, this is a alien challenge. Basically, straightforward. They have to all. There's no teams yet, so it's a single challenge. They all have to go find an egg. Basically, it gives you immunity, and you will be, which they don't know yet, the team captain for picking teams next episode, which we'll get into in a little bit. But before we even get into that, there's a little bit of progression with Gwen and Trent here.
Yes.
We're seeing like Trent's very insecure and jealous of Duncan for some reason, because Gwen and Duncan are like really good friends. I mean, it's kind of obvious, like they're both like
Like goth
rocker
kids. Yeah.
goth kids. How do you feel about that?
I thought that was really weird for Trent to be acting like that because they clearly already knew each other last season and they all like knew each other and like knew how like similar everybody was. So like I don't know why all of a sudden Trent is like, "Oh my god, like Gwen likes him more," and is being super insecure like that because he wasn't like that at all last season. So yeah, that was really strange to me. So I feel like Gwen had every right to like throw it in his face whenever. Who did she pick Justin first or what was it?
I think she picked Duncan first,
Oh,
and
that's
then he
right.
got
Yeah, just to piss him
yeah
off. Like, I
yeah.
mean, of course she's gonna do that because, like, why is Trent doing that out of nowhere? They're literally sitting there at the tables being like, "I love alien movies," and that's what sets you off. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but
It's really weird.
we'll get more into Trent when we get to this ranking. I just wanted to
Yeah,
point
yeah,
that out. So I mean, the challenge itself was kind of just wacky. I mean, this is really like exuding the whole cartoon aspect. The
for
show's
sure.
a lot more cartoony than Island, which I
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah.
Um, But I mean, Beth and Lindsay still continuing their friendship. Jeff and Bridget making out at every single corner possible.
I just want to say, like, I don't understand how these character dynamics like shifted so much from the first season. Like, I'm just it's specifically thinking about Bridget and like how she was a really good social player and was actually like a decent player overall. And then now, even though she already liked Jeff previously, she's all over Jeff. Like, when did that happen? And then same thing with Beth. Like I mentioned this last episode, how like she was also very independent and like when she like was like I got this, I can do this myself, like I'm a good player, and then she left for like stupid circumstances, and now she's acting like a dummy around like Lindsay. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
it's
weird.
it. It's definitely it took a huge turn. I think I know the reason why they did this, but I will wait a couple episodes before we talk about that.
Okay,
But
okay.
I feel like they were complete like plot devices. But
It
you'll
seems
understand
like
soon.
it. Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's just really strange. But yeah, yeah.
I mean, I can tell you why not. It's not like a spoiler or anything. You're going to
Oh
see it
yeah, tell
eventually.
me.
So basically, in Total Drama Action, this is the first season that starts the Total Drama After Show, where basically they
Oh.
have like a after show where they like interview eliminated contestants.
Oh, okay.
So Jeff and Bridget are the official host of the show. So I think they were complete plot devices, and that's why they were there first.
Got it. Okay.
Think, but that's just my theory.
No,
Anyway,
that makes sense. Like, yeah,
yeah.
because why
But I
else?
mean, you'll see that in probably like later on. But like after like a few people get eliminated, then it'll be like a regular thing, like every 2-3 episodes.
Got it.
Anyway, so like I said, I mean, there's nothing else really major that really goes on the channel. So the last thing I can say, uh, I do think Justin really using his sexuality to his advantage in this episode as well. Like Lashana, Bridget, I said Bridget, Lashana, Beth, Lindsay, they're all like they're all over the guy.
Yeah,
So
they're like in love with him. That's also a weird thing because he was barely there last like season. Now he's like coming in hot. Like, what the heck?
yeah, but we ultimately see Trent and Gwen win this challenge. Even though I think Duncan was working with them, and Duncan and Gwen, like we said, had this like huge friendship, and Trent was being insecure and
Yeah.
he turned very weird within this episode. But ultimately, we see the couple get immunity, and we find out just because there's double immunity doesn't mean anything, because there's also double elimination, where we see the Gilded Chris Award ceremony is the first time. This is the replacement of the marshmallow ceremony. How'd you feel about that? Do you like the marshmallow ceremony more, or did you like the Gilded Chris Award?
Can I backtrack a second before I answer that
Go
question?
for it. Go for
Okay.
it.
So before they started the challenge for the
Yeah.
alien eggs, Chris definitely said the winners will be picking the teams.
Yeah.
He absolutely said that. So
Yeah.
for Gwen and Trent not to think about this before they grab the eggs and just
Yeah.
continue to go across the line and like be surprised that they're not going to be on the same team, like he literally said that. And so in my head, it's like you've been playing this game for a whole season now. You should probably think about this before you just run along past the finish line without thinking about what Chris is going to do. So that just kind of
Honestly, Trent should have just let Duncan get it and then like Gwen get
for
it.
real,
Because
exactly.
that way you keep Duncan away from Gwen.
Yes,
You can
yes,
target Duncan. Like, come on, man.
yes.
So
But yeah, so
interesting.
going back to the ceremonies, I actually like the Gilded Chris Awards. They're kind of funny. I like the little montage of Chris's faces, like before it starts. It's all he's all like, I think it's funny.
We also, I mean, even though Chef hasn't been paid, he's still required to do things like wear dresses
Oh my god, yeah,
on the
and
show.
the dress is like see-through from the waist down. Did you see that? It's like sheer, so you can see his underwear.
Yeah,
It's like,
they're really doing this guy dirty this
for
season. It's sick.
real, for real.
I think he's pissed. But I mean, if it wasn't obvious, it came down to Bridget, Jeff, and Lashana. There's no way Lashana's getting eliminated
I
over
would
these
have been
two.
so pissed.
Horrible. That would have
So,
been horrible.
oh, so pissed. But yeah, I'm glad they went because honestly, I think they did it on purpose to like show them kissing like the entire episode to even make us like irritated.
Yeah.
Because them leaving was just like, okay, that it needs to stop.
It's like bye.
Yeah.
Um But there you have it. They're going to go to the limousine and stuff, the boat, the dock of losers to the boat of shame. Um, the last thing I forgot to say, a fun continuation from Total Drama Island. Due to that final three challenge where Heather is bald, we're finally seeing Heather without her hair. She lost her wig for good, and she is bald still from last season, and that is such a running gag, and it's freaking hilarious. So
It is nice to see, come back to her for a change. Because
yeah,
usually you get that one moment and then like it's obviously not enough for all the pain they've caused. So to see
yeah,
it actually like continuing for like multiple episodes and people to still be like, you're mean. We don't want to be, a teammate with you. Like it's kind of nice. But I know this is gonna be building up for something again for her. Like she's gonna have her moment again. Like it's gonna happen.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I will say though, at least the one thing I do like about it is that Heather. It takes a couple seasons for her to actually get her hair back to regular length. So
Wow. So they really like
hilarious.
played that
Yeah,
out. That's
yeah.
crazy.
It's great. But there you have it. That's the first episode. So what we can do is we can talk about the second episode while we're adjusting our ranking. So let me get that on the screen. For anyone that's an audio listener, we are going to be putting this up so you can also check it out on the YouTube. Here we go. All right, so this is our rankings from last week. We have no one in the S tier. We don't really need to see Christian Chef. And we have Jeff and Bridget as our first eliminated players. You put them in the D tier. That was a good call.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I guess we can before we even do that. I mean, just want to say some funny quotable moments and explain what the episode is. This episode they get to experience being a camera crew, which is kind of a fun. We're seeing a lot of different interactions. First of all, we see Gwen and Trent come up with their teams, and like we said, I can put this down until we get there.
Oh,
And
okay.
like we said, the teams are on the screen. Actually, we got I
Ooh, okay.
believe it's the gaffers, the screaming gaffers.
Yes, the gaffers and what was the other one?
God, what was the other team?
I don't know.
There were really random names. They'll come to
Yes.
me
I
at
had to
some
look
point.
it up, like, because gaffer apparently is like a person who does like film light, or it's like a film light. Hold on, I gotta
Yeah,
look this up now.
yeah. I'll let you pull it up. While
I
she
think it's
pulls
a play on words with like screaming gophers.
screaming. Oh yeah, screaming gaffers. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay, so it's the chief electrician in a motion picture or television production unit.
Interesting.
They're little light bulbs.
And then what was the other team?
Don't know. Oh,
God, total drop action team. Do I have to start going back? I haven't done notes for a single podcast in years. I have to go back to taking notes. Sorry. Okay. So Screaming Gaffers and the Killer Grips instead of the
killer grip.
Killer
I don't know
Bass.
about the grips. I don't know what that's about. But
Yeah, me neither.
what was the original team name?
The Killer Bass and the Screaming Gophers. And now it's the
Okay.
Screaming Gaffers and the Killer Grips.
Okay, because yeah.
So,
Okay. Okay.
but like I said, we have the teams here. Gwen picks Duncan, which pisses Trent off. I don't need to put it back on the screen. I'll just say it to her. So Gwen picks Duncan, which pisses Trent off.
Yep.
I mean, we can go pick by pick, Sabrina. All right. So, how do you feel about Gwen picking Duncan first?
I mean, she did what she had to do. You know,
Okay.
like
Was this
she
the
was.
right pick?
I think it's actually not a bad pick for her though, because he's a good player and she knows it. And he's proven himself in previous challenges, and he almost won the first challenge. So, like, why not pick him?
All right. Then Trent retaliates pettily. I mean, he's being petty here. He calls her the gorgeous or beautiful
He's a
Lindsay.
beautiful Lindsay. Like, that is a horrible job, Trent. Like,
Lindsay for his first pick. Is that a good pick?
that's not a good pick. And I love how like she was like, "Oh, pick Tyler next." It's like Tyler is literally not here.
So next, Gwen pissed off, but she keeping her head in the game. So another smart pick here picks her best friend Lashana.
Yep, good pick too.
So Trent, I don't know why he did this, but makes another horrible pick. It picks Justin. Maybe it's not a bad pick. I mean, he's a strong guy.
Yeah, I mean he can again use his looks to his advantage. Like he can probably manipulate the challenges for him to win. So yeah, it's not a terrible pick.
All right. So then Gwen, I think another great pick here, picks DJ, big
Yes.
guy, friendly, won't give anyone problems.
Little marshmallow.
Then we got Trent picking Beth. Not a bad pick. I mean, she's smart.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick, but I don't know. I feel like she would have done better on a team without Lindsay. So
Yeah.
I think Lindsay is kind of like, I don't know, taking her out of her element.
And also to say, Lindsay and Beth with Justin, that's not a good
Oh
combination.
yeah, true. Yeah, yeah.
They're gonna get distracted.
Yep, yep.
Um, and I mean, Gwen, I don't know who she was about to pick. The only options were Heather, Harold, E Scope, and Owen. So I mean, there's no real good pick here. But LaShawna says she's going with strategy and says
Mhm,
keep your
mhm.
enemies closer and picks Heather.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Which also is a great pick at that time. Like that was probably
Mhm.
her best choice because like Izzy's such a wild card. Like I would have picked Heather too, honestly, because Lashana makes sense.
So then Trent picks Owen. Is kind of the bottom of the barrel pick at this
Yeah,
point.
but even
Um,
then, like Owen literally just won. Like he
yeah,
clearly is doing something right. Like he has hit his strengths, so I would have picked him too.
it's funny. Trent picked a bunch of people who are attracted to Justin.
Oh yeah, right. Even Owen.
And then Gwen's last pick is Harold after he goes off on like a tangent about like how good of skills and all this
Which
stuff he
he
has.
does have skills, which once again, I don't understand why they keep like looking at him that way because he legitimately like is a decent player. Like he's won so many challenges in the past. Like they still think he's this loser, but like he's not.
He's probably annoying. Like I don't know
Uh,
if I can
well,
handle a Harold in real life, but like as a viewer, I'm like, yeah, why don't you pick Harold? But like if I experience like a Harold in real life, I would be like, all right, like
okay, but this is how ridiculous we are when it comes to how dedicated we are to these types of shows. We literally look at a cartoon, which is not real, and think of the strategy as a viewer of what we would do.
it's sick.
instead
It's,
of instead of being like actual like characters in the show who probably think he's annoying.
so then E-Scope, well, first of all, Trent calls her Izzy, and she doesn't answer. They're carrying on this quip. She wants to be called Kaleidoscope now, so he calls her E-Scope, and then she comes. So looking at this, Sabrina, who has the better team here? I mean, I feel like
I
it's
mean,
obvious,
it's
but
clearly the screaming. Is it the screaming Beavers?
gaffers,
Good. That's
gaffers.
such a weird word. No, definitely
Yeah.
that team. I mean, 100%.
Okay. So quickly, the challenge is that they have to take everything up the hill. They have to make up a set. They have to basically act out like a skit. They basically want on Gwen's team for there to be like some mobster gangster movie that Duncan's the main character of that he was not with, but
Yeah.
eventually gets convinced to do it by Gwen, who calls him just to boost his ego, like hot and sexy. And
Yeah.
Trent
Yeah.
obviously getting like insecure here again.
Yeah.
Shocker. Um and then you got on the other team, they're doing like some old maiden movie because Izzy swears up and down that she's a great act. Sorry, E-Scope swears up and down that she's a great actress. Um, yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. There were definitely some funny moments here, like the camera crew getting pissed off, saying, "Why are we getting no respect around here?"
Oh
And
my
like there
god.
was,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh boy!" And then like Chris is really not paying his production or getting pissed off.
Nope.
Um, uh, Heather actually has a good idea with like, let's do a train system. Everyone's like, no, I don't blame him. I don't blame
I
him.
don't
Heather's
either.
just
I
me.
don't either.
Lastly, we get some DJ development here, where
Yes.
DJ and Chef are like having this moment because he's calling him soft, and Chef is like, listen, I'm gonna help you out in this game, but if you win, I want a piece of that money. And then DJ takes the deal. So that's an interesting thing. Chef is interfering with the game. How do you feel
Yep.
about that?
Yeah, now he's invested, like really invested. I think at this point, because he hasn't been paid yet, he's like, I gotta get my money somehow. So let's try and get this kid to win so I can take his money. That's
I
how
mean,
I
how do
feel
you
about it.
feel about is this do you consider this cheating?
Nah.
Okay, cool.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how corrupt is the show already? You know, like, it's like, what else can you do?
You know what? Last season, I get it. I totally get it. But all right. So obviously, Gwen's team wins. Trent's team takes a horrible L because they let Izzy run the challenge for some reason.
Okay, but like Izzy was like not a bad actress though. Like that was hilarious. Her little Scottish like grandma, that was so
Yeah,
funny. Like I actually liked it. So,
I mean, but which team made Chef get
I
emotional?
know. I know that was the whole point of it, but still, like she didn't do that horribly.
Who knew Duncan had acting skills though?
Right? Right?
Yeah. But we're going to go to elimination, and I mean, the team's done with Izzy, so they
Which
fling
okay, like
Izzy.
I honestly didn't totally expect it to happen. Just because like I don't think she bombed the challenge. Like I don't think she deserved to go off of that. This
Listen, Trent's team is kind of chaotic. I mean, you have
very.
Lindsay and Beth are a duo,
All right, so
and
they
then
wouldn't
you
vote for
got
each other.
and
And
then
then
you got
Justin,
Justin's not going to get
nobody
voted
would
by
vote for.
anybody, and then Owen's going to probably do whatever feels best. I don't think he would vote Izzy though, right?
And that's the thing, like, because he really liked Izzy, so I'm surprised
Yeah,
that she went. So like, I'm trying to think of who would even decide to go that direction and who would follow them.
curious. Let me see if they have the voting block on Wiki says Trent, Owen, and Beth were safe. So the bottom three was Escope, Justin, Lindsay. I
Okay.
really do think that Trent. No, I think Owen and Izzy probably voted. Izzy probably voted Justin.
Yeah.
Owen, Trent,
Owen probably voted for Lynn. No, hold up. Yeah, who
maybe
would Trent go for?
maybe everyone. I think Owen and Izzy maybe voted. Maybe you know what? Okay, I got it. Owen voted Lindsay.
Okay.
Izzy voted Justin. Everyone else voted Izzy.
Okay. I can believe that.
Yeah, that's our head canon over here at
Yeah.
Silent Podcast.
But that pissed me off because like I grew to like her a lot, like at the end of last season and this season now. Like she's really funny. And so that sucks that she's gone so early. I feel like she was robbed.
Yeah, but I mean, if last season she came back, so this is
That's
her third time,
true.
maybe there's another chance.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
But yeah, like I liked her a lot. She was fun. But
she's definitely one of my faves.
yeah, I'm like, who's gonna bring that chaotic energy now?
We'll
Like,
see.
we'll see.
But let's get to our rankings.
Okay.
So we can go from top to bottom because why not? All right, no, let's go bottom to top. We did top to bottom last time.
Okay.
So Justin is rated F in your rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Is he still F, Sabrina?
Well, now that it's teams, he's got like a better chance to stay because now it's less odds. But I would put him in D. I'll move him up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
How do we feel about Trent?
Trent's making me mad. I think I'm gonna keep Trent in D. I think he should just stay where he's at because he's,
Above Justin?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. How are we feeling about Lindsay?
Lindsay. So I think she has protection, especially since Beth is on her team. However, she was in the bottom three of the votes, so it could go that way again for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to keep her where she's at, at the bottom of C.
Okay. How about DJ?
I'm gonna move DJ up a little bit, because, especially since now he
Okay.
has that connection with Chef. Like that could
Oh
really
wait,
work out
she's
for him.
eliminated. Bye bye.
No,
All right,
Escope.
continue.
No, put her in E for Escope. Oh, instead of eliminated, like E for Escope.
I'm like, sure, why not? Oh, God.
Perfect. Yes.
Continuing on.
So yeah, I want to put DJ up a little bit because his connection with Chef. I'm gonna put him. I think I'm gonna put him after Lashana.
Okay.
Yeah,
DJ moving to B tier.
yeah, I'm gonna bump him up because like I think he has a better chance now because he's on a really good team and he's got somebody else in his corner too. So
All right. I mean, we love those production rigories, you know?
yeah.
All right. Let's move up to the B tier, which is kind of crowded.
Oh, this is
Um,
good.
so how do we feel about Heather here?
Okay, honestly, she had a really good strategy, but just nobody didn't think about it. So I kind of have like an idea that what's probably going to happen is like they're going to be in like a desperate situation, that team, and like they're going to be like losing horribly, and she's going to like just throw out her idea, and people are going to be so desperate to try it that they're going to do it and they're going to win. So I feel like that's what's going
Hmm.
to happen with her. So I think she's going to have like an arc like building. So like I think she has potential to move up. So I think I'm going to put her top of B tier. Like I'm gonna flip her around
Okay.
just because she also has a great team, and yeah, she's still in the game. Like she's still smart. Like she still knows what she's doing. So I think as long as people listen to her, like she's gonna go pretty far.
I also think it was I forgot to mention a funny moment where when she's trying to mention like a plan to like a very efficient plan to bring all the supplies up, Harold's like, ah, well, write it down and we can bring it up the next meeting and I'll back you.
Oh, yeah,
She's like, shut up, trout lips. He's
yeah,
like,
yeah. He was like, that was funny. Like the little like the super pointy lips.
yeah. Harold really wants to work with Heather though. It's kind of funny. It's very
I know. Like
funny.
when's that gonna happen? It's gonna happen at some point.
All right. How we feel about Beth?
I think Beth's gonna stay right there.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not doing it for me yet.
Not yet. She's
Not
just
yet.
like neutral middle.
Yeah.
All right, next we got Lashana.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is pretty. B team is basically that whole team right now, except for Beth.
Hmm.
So and then, but Lashana's also had a good strategy moment of like keeping your enemies closer, and she's obviously working with Gwen still. So I think I'm gonna put her above Harold.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lashana upgrade.
yeah.
All right. Lastly, in the B tier, we got Harold.
I think I'm gonna keep him right there too because they're on the
Got
same
it.
team. He even knows that Heather is smart. So
Yeah.
like if he can team up with her, and if she finally lets him, then I think he'll do well too.
All right. Oof, messed up my light. Okay. We got three people left. They were all in an A tier last week. Let's see if they stay there or if they drop or raise. Who knows? So we got Gwen here.
Mhm.
We're getting a lot of Gwen content.
Yes.
She's a huge character right now. I mean, she has a great team.
Yes.
She can win a challenge. She's two comp winning streak.
Mhm.
How do you feel about her?
I think she's doing great, and I'm glad that she is not letting Trent like. I mean, he's getting to her a little bit, but she's not like just laying down and like crying about it. Like she's just like, oh well, I'll get you back. Like let me make you mad now, and she just continues on, and she won the competition. So I don't think she's letting all that drama really affect her game a lot. I think I want to put her between Owen and Duncan now because
Okay.
he still has her like main alliance people. I mean, she and Trent are still together for now, and then her and Lashana are a pretty good pair. So yeah, I think I'd put her right there.
All right. Next, we got Duncan. Duncan also involved with this love triangle, I guess if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I mean, Duncan's doing his thing. Just pulled out a huge dub for his
Mhm.
team. How do we feel about Duncan?
Yeah, he's definitely still A for me for sure. So I think I'll put him just right there because I
Okay.
think yeah, he's kind of in almost the same exact situation as Gwen, except for his like girlfriend isn't on the show.
Yeah.
But he still seems to be like pretty okay with everybody else, and he hasn't ruffled any feathers or anything like that.
All right. And lastly, we got last year's winner, Owen,
Owen.
honestly doing his same exact thing as he did last season.
Mhm. And that's why he's at the top right now because he's doing the exact same thing, and nobody says anything about it. So
It's
could we
just
see a
like
two-time winner? I don't know, but
it's like he just minds his business and stays out the way, and everyone else just like blows their
seriously.
games up, and
And he really like comes out to play like when it counts. Like I don't get it. He does it on accident almost, but like he he still like wins.
is Owen the most well-rounded total drama player?
I would say pretty close.
Yeah. All right, there you have it. So Owen's still the top of the charts. Let's see if that carries on to next week. But what who out of curiosity, who do you think the next person is? I'm not going to say the next two. Who do you think's getting eliminated next?
I feel like it has to be either between Beth Lindsay or Justin. Like, if it's
Okay.
not, then that would be strange. But at the same time, they're all on the same team. So if they lose, then I honestly don't know who would go home out of that other team. But if that team loses, I think one of them are definitely going home.
Are we expecting another Trent team loss then?
At this point, logically, yes.
Okay.
But because of the show, I don't know.
Okay.
It's different every time. It's a lot different than I expect. Like stupid votes that can be changed and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows?
All right. Well, there you have it. That is our review of episodes 2 and 3. Um, how are you enjoying TDA so far?
I
In
like it.
particular.
Like I'm still really into the whole like the film like themes every challenge, which is really cool. I like that a lot. I love a good theme.
All right. Well, if you haven't already, I'm going to put up on the stream, but please check out all of our fantastic podcasts on Silent Podcast. You can check us out and keep up with the updates on our social media, Twitter, at silent_podcast, as well as you can watch on the Twitch, the YouTube, our Apple Podcast, our Spotify, all that fun stuff. The link is in the bio, so please check it out. If you like what you're hearing, please give it 5 stars or give it a review, but do not give it 4. If you want to give it 4, just wait till the next episode because we do not need our average drop in. Thank you, we appreciate all the tweets. We got a couple tweets this week, Sabrina.
Yeah, I saw. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So
Yay.
people vibing with it. So we're going to continue on with this. Hopefully bring some guests on soon, but awesome. So Sabrina, where can people find you? What you up to?
So I'm still at Sabreezy2492 on Instagram and Twitter. Still mostly lurking around Twitter. I'm waiting for Big Brother to start. And other than that, I'm just living a life in a new state and just, having a good time.
All right. Did you drop your ad?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
All right. And if you want to Total drama got me go crazy.
Right.
And then if you want to find me like usual, you can find me at 8 Ball Bangers. I'm not going to plug the 1,000 things I'm in, but you can find me over here at Silent Podcast talking about the Marvel new podcast, movies, total drama, and soon Big Brother, like Sabrina said, because the Big Brother is starting up soon. Lastly, if you did not tune in last night, I was on Rob Has a Podcast for the Brant Still Podcaster stream. It was a very fun time. You can see me pulling out my katana, looking like a freaking fool. So check that out. But until next week, where we talk about episodes 4 and 5. Wow, we're getting through this quickly.
Mm.
We will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.